it has already been a day. And it's not even 10 o'clock. So this morning started off, didn't want to get up because tired all the time. But I took the dog for a walk with my mom, and then we came home, cleaned out the back of my truck because we had gotten a load of firewood from my dad. So our neighbor came over, helped us get that unloaded in like the dark of the morning because it was like, I don't know, 6 or something in the morning. And then we were like, okay, well, I'm gonna continue trying to download all this stuff for the wedding for a bit. And then I was supposed to go help my dad do some more logging. And then he forgot that he had to babysit my brother's dog today. So he was like, I can't do 2 things at once. So I gotta stay and babysit this dog. So I was like, it's fine, not a big deal. Like, it just means that instead of having to move everything to Friday, I can do everything that I need to today, which is cool. So I'm still working on downloading everything. I've gotten 2 of the folders of the video done. I got all of the photos done of downloading from our wedding. I'm now working on the video files. My God, this takes forever. Because it's like just, like, it won't let you just mass download and just leave it. It fails it every time. So you have to do it in 5 increments. Yep. For hundreds. 5 at a time. And it's like so long. So, like, because if I tried to do 10, it fails. Again, this is an old computer. So, like, we just roll with it. It'll do 5, we'll do 5. So, been working on that in the meanwhile. And I was like, well, because I initially was planning all morning that I was going to be leaving soon. And so I was like, well, I'll call him around like 8. And so I talked to him for a while. And then I was like, well, I guess I'm staying here. So we're trying to get some laundry done, trying to get these downloaded. I decided to hit render on a video because I thought I was leaving. So, like, it's still going. But I already had, like, edited 2 videos. I just saved the edited, like, file thing, like the project. And so then I could just hit render, and I thought that's what I was going to do. So now I'm just waiting for this to finish rendering. I feel like I can't do download and render at the same time. It might just make the computer explode. So we're just letting it do its thing. It's almost there, 93%. But I got 2 videos edited so far on the actual computer. I've gotten 3 edited on my phone, these vlogs. And then the last one of those, that is yesterday's video, needs to render on my phone. It has to export it, and then I can hit upload on that. So, like, it's been a lot of, like, video editing and just video stuff this morning because I didn't know that I was going to actually have time to write because I didn't want to get committed and then have to leave in the middle of it. So now I think I'll finish getting the phone one, taken care of, finish this rendering, and then try and write while I keep doing the 5 because they do take some time in between as well. I've also been just like reading sections out of this book while it's been rendering and like doing steps in between as well, just because I'm like, you can't get too committed to anything while it's just sitting here thinking about its existence. So anyways, we'll see what I accomplish, but I still do want to write. I want to stay on top of that and get it done. So anyways, this is almost done. It's at 98%, so I will check in with you in a bit. Chapter 10 was not a lot. It's 632 words. However, I do have an asterisk because it's going to require some deep digging because it's one of those that you remember it somewhere. Where that is, though, and I've tried to Google it, ain't nothing for what I'm looking for, but I know I've read it because I remember, but I want to be able to quote where it's from in my brain to know. And whether it's coming from a licensed mortician or a witch is kind of going to matter. But it's a random thing. Basically, sometimes when you're helping to prepare the body, you will add essential oils to help cover the smell of some things. And I can't remember which ones they are and who said it. Because if it's coming from a witch, while it can be helpful, I'm not going to hold it to the same level as I would a trained mortician. Because, like, a trained funeral director, mortician, anyone who works in the death industry will be able to tell you which ones will help and which ones won't. But when you look it up, it's always for the dying, not the dead. There's a difference. The body is different. If it's still alive, it is still technically fighting off a lot of the bacteria and stuff that's gonna start to happen the second you die. And so if it's like, I remember tea tree oil, but I'm like, is that for the dying? Because is that all I'm remembering? Because I know that people will anoint dead, like dying bodies, but I also know that you do it when they're actually dead, especially for like green burials and stuff. But I can't remember where it's from, which means I might have to read multiple books to look for the specific information, and I don't own all of the books that I need to look for, and I had them on Audible. So like, I am not gonna go listen to like a week's worth of books just to find this like question that I need answered. So like, I'm gonna have to see if these books are at the library. If they are, I will go get them and then flip through, because I know kind of where I think it might be at. I'm good at skim reading at this point. I've read enough books. I kind of got that. So I can skim to the part that I need. But like, I don't know. And Google ain't helping. It's like, dying? I'm like, no, dead. Like, in the coffin, dead. Please help. And it's not. So anyways, I'm going to call it for this chapter, because that's the last part. And if I can't find it, that's fine. But the rest of it's like makeup stuff you need to know, clothing stuff you need to know, and then also like be prepared stuff, because it's not always pretty. So for chapter 11, this is going pretty well. Honestly, I am not too surprised the word count's really low, but it's also going a lot faster than I thought it would. So the previous sections have been taking hours. This is not. This has actually been going pretty fast. It's almost 11 o'clock now, so I've been writing for about an hour, which honestly is not bad. So this chapter, it's a little short. It's 7:56, but I also didn't have to do a whole lot of research, because most of this is kind of like, duh. And so it doesn't require me to like search a bunch of stuff, because really most of the stuff, like, I don't know, preparing for a funeral or a viewing, like there's only so much that you're going to be preparing. Like, the funeral home is going to be the ones who set up the casket, put the flowers out, stuff like that. You're going to bring in photos and things, and like if you want to have music or whatever, and like, you know, mentions of like, hey, plan your clothing accordingly, because like if you're traipsing up for a green burial and it's on like rough terrain, probably don't wear heels. You're probably going to break your ankle, and like your loved one would not want that. And like, even just like in a traditional cemetery, heels might not be a great option if your heel is sinking into the ground, and like as level as they try and keep it with those vaults, things happen. It's not even, and there are hidden little divots that like you can break your ankle. Like, be careful. No matter how fabulous your like loved one was, I guarantee they don't want you hurting yourself at their funeral. Like, plan ahead. And also, like, if you're going to be having a viewing and a funeral and it's inside, which most of them are going to be for a while, it's going to be cold. Like, they're going to keep that AC pumped up. Like, even if it's in the winter, that heater's going to be really low. That room needs to remain cold. And so, like, plan a jacket. If you're wearing a dress, plan accordingly, because like you're going to get cold. And so just little stuff like that, but it doesn't require a whole lot of research. And then I did include the fun tale of what happened at my mother-in-law's funeral, where we did our witchy ceremony after the main, funeral with the public peoples who weren't on our, religious beliefs. And having, certain things in the car on a hot summer day in Utah, what could go wrong? I had to include that story, because it's just like, of course. Of course. So I had to. It's just one of those things that you look back and you're like, oh my God. So anyways, chapter 11 is done. I have one more to go today. In the never-ending cycle of laundry in the background, I've rotated laundry. I also finished chapter 12. That one was 931 words. So it's definitely getting there. I am very glad to have the writing of this done today. It's just such a heavy, depressing book. And it's like, I will be so happy when it's done, because when you need this book, it will exist. But writing it, when death ain't on the mind, is like such a bummer. Like, It's so weird to write a book that you love and yet simultaneously want to avoid the absolute most. Because, like, it's a heavy topic. So, I got the review for this book done so I can drop this off at the library. And the puppy dog is so cute on my bed. We're ignoring the fact that I didn't make my bed, but look at her. Just sound asleep. The journey never ends. Ever. The lighting is what it is. I don't know how it somehow always changes despite, like, I record in the same spot every day. Anyways, I went to the post office. I wrote this. I'm so excited. Look at how big this is. Oh my god. Like, this is like a legit book. Like, not that my other ones weren't, but I'm gonna be completely honest. This feels like a real book. Like, I wrote a book, guys. Oh my god. Like, I've been just gushing about it for the last, like, hour to my husband. Like, I am so pumped for this book. I feel like it's so great. Like, I'm sure I'm gonna have things I have to fix. Like the first page when I forgot to change the title to the new title. But, like, it's fine. But it's just, look at it. It's so big. Like, I remember writing the first book and feeling like I literally couldn't get any more words down. And this one, like, 100,000 words. Over 100,000 words. Like, it's so many. And I'm over the moon, excited and thrilled. And, like, it's my baby. Like, it's so big. Oh my god. And, like, I wrote this in just a few months. Like, February to now. So February, March, April. And it was the end of April that this was printed. When was the date? On the 28th of April, to give you context. All of that. Oh my god. Again, doing this full time, I feel like it's pretty realistic for me to do. And, like, I was talking to my husband and I'm like, by the time I'm 30, I'm gonna have, like, if I stick to my schedule, I'm gonna have, like, 10, 15 books published by the time I'm 30. It's exciting. So, anyways, I'm just gushing about my book and just over the moon. Moral of the story, because, oh my god, it's so much. It's so pretty. I finally did it. It is late, but I am so close to being done with this book, so I'm gonna finish this and then go to bed. And here we are at the end of the day, making my to-do list for tomorrow, because I know tomorrow is probably going to be busy, but I'm still so excited. Look at that book in the background. Isn't it so glorious? Anyways, I'll see y'all next time.